You are now entering the LoreHouse. Make yourself at home.
By the year 2200, interplanetary expansion has exploded massively to accommodate rising populations. Colonies have been developed on planets, satellites, and space stations throughout our star system, entirely funded by an interplanetary corporation and governmental system amalgamation known as the Daedalus Corporation. In 2320, a program was proposed by both the military and aerospace branches of Daedalus that would send man where they have never been before, beyond their own star system. This program would be called Operation Prodigy and would offer a second chance at life to incarcerated individuals. Instead of captivity, they would be offered a life of pseudo-freedom and would be the first to settle a planet recognized under the name Candidate A, a planet in the Alpha Centauri star system, as frontiersmen. Location: Asphodelus, formerly Candidate A, 2370. A planet that looks much like Earth rotates around the nearest sun-like star to that of our indigenous galaxy. On its surface, simulated gusts of wind blow through a crop field cordoned off by a large glass dome that stands hundreds of feet tall. The distant but echoed sound of horse hooves trotting on a hard pavement-like material resound through the rounded interior. A large, makeshift barn structure stands adjacent to the sprawling field. The hollow wooden sounds of handmade wind chimes rustle in the manufactured breeze. A brownish-yellow horse, with hooves the size of bowling balls, come into focus as a set of labored and dirtied work boots hang by the horse's midsection.
The rider, Caden Selene, aged 26, stands approximately 5'8", wearing dirtied rancher boots, worn jeans, and a slightly open, tattered, and faded shirt. Their sandy hair is shaved on one side, with the longer pieces all pushed to the other in a pixie-cut fashion, hanging slightly in their face just above a piece of wheat they have protruding from their mouth. As they reach the outside of the barn, they dismount the towering horse, grasping the lead with one dirt-stained hand and a slightly tarnished mechanical one. Caden leads the horse into the barn and ties the lead to a metallic hook on the wall. Good boy. They exit the barn, locking it behind them, and take a long look at the agricultural depot they helped manage. Caden's stare drifts upward to the stars, the cosmos, and then to the large structure in orbit of Asphodelus.
The structure that meets Caden's gaze is a large multi-tiered space station that holds legions of drone security units should anything ever go wrong, commonly referred to by Asphodelus's population as the Tower. As Caden takes in the technological intricacies of the tower, a small ship launches itself from the station and arcs over the horizon, breaking through the atmosphere like a shooting star.
Caden removes the dust-covered hat from their head and places it over their chest. They allow themselves to feel a sliver of hope for a fleeting moment before placing the hat back on their head. Caden then heads for the exit of the agricultural depot. They apply a breathing filter to their face and head for a rusted, formerly white, now off-white, and cyan blue 1986 pickup truck parked outside the dome. Caden then pops the glove compartment, removing a dusty and faded cassette tape, and slides it in the tape deck. They drive off, heading to their usual post-work activity.
From a distance, we see the multicolored retro pickup truck driving down a long, dusty trail with nothing but prairie for miles all around.
In the interior of the vehicle, Caden's eyes are slightly glazed over and soft-focused on the trail ahead. One arm propped up on the car door interior and the other lackadaisically driving the truck, a single finger tapping along to the beat of the music.
Suddenly, Caden, your wristwatch beams a small hologram-like visage of the Daedalus Corporation's AI companion, Orpheus, slightly above your driving wrist.
Greetings, Caden. Judging by your current body level and time of day, it would be advisable for you to consume your evening meal as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm getting on that. Caden silences a matching but slightly smaller wind chime set hanging from the rearview mirror and exits the truck.
In front of Caden stands a shack of a building. The structure, about the size of a ranch home back on Earth, is one of the only familiar structures on Asphodelus, the Watering Hole Tavern. Although it is the only tavern on Asphodelus, it is also Caden's favorite. As they step forward, a familiar metallic humanoid stands under the warm and slightly nostalgic glow of old strung-up Christmas lights lining the porch of the saloon.
A towering figure, standing 6'7" in height, leans against the railing of the porch, arms crossed, one looking intrinsic to his model, and the other a reddish bronze color with 4 finger digits instead of 5, seeming to have been a replacement. Smithy, a recalled Kanar Sugami BB-3 combat droid, has a metallic visor with motion sensors underneath instead of eyes. He wears faded old military fatigues with pouches lining the torso, a wide-brim round hat, and a long tannish brown scarf-like poncho that flows in the breeze. Smithy stands nearly revealing his full height, but slightly hunched to avoid hitting his head on the roof of the porch.
Caden,
Smithy,
how are things?
you're not planning on getting in the way of my drink now, are you?
Seeing as I do not consume liquid, I see no reason to prohibit you. Mind if I sit with you?
Caden nods approvingly to Smithy and then struts forward, grasping the door handle.
The two of you open the door. The patrons reach for breathing filters and handkerchiefs and place them over their mouths and noses until the door is shut again. As you enter, a charismatic figure behind the bar flips a semi-clear bottle over his shoulder once, then again, and one final time landing it on his head this time. He then pours a few glasses of brown malt liquor to the saloon patrons.
Bo Harrow, 25 years of age, jaded and edgy in appearance. He has narrow and sharp features, boasting an impressive collection of ear piercings and a bridge piercing across his nose. He has a mod haircut and faded eye makeup that creates a sunken eye look. He wears canvas pants and a slightly see-through mesh shirt, revealing 2 scars under his pectorals and multiple abstract tattoos over his chest and arms. Behind him, a brown duster jacket hangs on a liquor rack.